What up? This is Robert Horry.
Horry, three-pointer. Buries it!
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Horry for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Horry from downtown.
Oh, there's a whole lot going on. We're in the thick of it. We're a day late this week. Seems to be the norm. But the short holiday week had me thrown. I had to spend a lot of holiday time on Monday with the family. Didn't really put a lot of work into doing a show for Tuesday. So we kicked this thing to Wednesday. And Rob's got stuff going on this week. So we all got stuff going on this week. So we will see how it shakes out. It is the Big Shot Bob podcast. That's B-Dog Brandon Harper. I'm Rob Jenners. That, of course, being kicked out of his office for a baby shower, a 7-time NBA champion. Robert Horry, what's going on at your house?
My wife's daughter is pregnant, and so she's having a baby shower.
Congratulations,
here at the
by
house.
The way. That's cool.
Yes.
Cool.
So Candace will be a grandmother for the first time, so we're cleaning the house up, and we, how you have we had this one room, so she moved all the furniture into the office because she has this grand plan to set it up. So,
sure.
Make Gabrielle the queen for the day. And so, I obliged.
Of course.
Let me just say
job.
something.
Yeah.
It's 50 women, and I will not be in the house when they're here.
Where are you going?
Hey, somewhere.
just anywhere.
I might be going to get me some lemon pepper wings. Who knows?
Oh, yeah. Dude, come to town, man. If we need any excuse to see you in Atlanta. Rob just had to get the hell out of LA.
You're going to be right there with me.
Because y'all ain't got you ain't leaving L.A. and ain't no lemon pepper wings in L.A.
Oh, no. Not of the caliber you're going to get here in the South. That's for sure. That's for damn sure. Where do you want to start, dude? You want to start with last night?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's start with last night. OKC.
Thunder goes up 3-2. Mm-hmm. It's been a slugfest, this one. We talked about this last week. I'm glad we're getting the series we're getting from these guys. Of course, there's always going to be drama involved in all this stuff, and there was more last night. Nothing crazy. Shea did score 32. Alex Caruso, 22 off the bench. And it's it. They're a win away, man. Put the Spurs on the ropes, 127-114. Thunder, who were held to 82 points, by the way, in Game 4, had 82 points about 3 minutes into the third quarter. So that went away real quick. They figured that out right quick. And then that's it, man. This is it. Stephon Castle scored 24 for San Antonio. Wemby only had 20. Was held to 4 of 15 shooting. Game 6 tomorrow in San Antonio. What do you think?
It's so weird when you have young teams like that. They're so emotional, and they depend on the energy from the crowd. And you look at OKC. OKC, I have to give them credit, even though they're young. They like that wise old bull at the top of the hill. They ain't running down no hill. They just don't walk down the hill. And San Antonio Spurs are the young bull. They play with so much energy, so emotion. And you got to be strategic when it gets to this part of the playoffs because every team is good. You think about it. You probably went in there like, oh, we beat them 4 times. I said, history shows you that, you beat us when I was with the Rockets in '94. I know it's ancient history. You beat us 5 times during the regular season, but playoffs is a different story. And I think they got to learn how to find that energy other than emotion from the crowd or, fantastic plays. And it boils down to execution, and that hurts them sometimes because they depend on women to bail them out or Castle to bail them out.
Well, yeah, I think the thing that has killed the Spurs and the thing that's been frustrating me watching them is that they're turning the ball over too much. I believe it was now they were able to get game 1. I think Stephon Castle had like 20 turnovers in game 1. But that's an anomaly.
That might
11.
Be right.
Huh? He had 11.
Oh, my bad. He had 11. I think they had 20-something for the team.
And find out.
My bad. I think they had 20-something as a team.
9. At home, he only turned over like twice, I think, at home.
Right. But the problem with this team is when I'm watching them, and the reason why I'm talking about Stephon Castle is because he's the primary ball handler. There are times where he over dribbles, and I can almost watch him when he's over dribbling. I said, this is going to end in a turnover. And sure enough, because what happens is by the time he picks the ball up, the shot clock is already down. So they know that he's trying to give the ball up. So what does OKC do? They get their hands up. Now it's a turnover. There has to be, and I think this is just the youthful part of the Spurs. As talented as they're supremely talented. But this is the inexperience and the youthful part of them that when that pressure starts to come on, they start to make a lot of indecisive type of plays. They're not very decisive when it comes to some of the plays and some of the moves that they make. Now, when they're on, are they really good? Absolutely. But there have been moments where when you're playing a team like OKC, who, like you said, is still young but yet experienced at the same time, a very good balance of both, and has been there and has done that, they make you pay for every time you turn the basketball over. You, as the young, very talented team, cannot afford to consistently have dumb turnovers and have dumb fouls, because that championship caliber team is going to make you pay. And they've made the Spurs pay numerous times. And also, I think with Wemby, look, I get it. They look for him to bail them out, but he is the superstar.
Well, I don't even think it's bailed him out. I think he's the power core, right? Like the Spurs go a lot of times as he goes. Now, I know we've talked about the guards in San Antonio. The guards are fantastic. And to your point, Rob, those guards drive that offense as much as he does. But when he's on, like Game 4, when he was on his game in Game 4, the Spurs looked like they were just trucking him, and there was no slowing him down. So it's not so much that I feel like he has to. It just feel like when he's on, they're all on.
Well, I think he has to be then.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, if he's the power core, there's no power if there's no source.
Yeah.
And like
I tell you, it's the young Bulls.
Yeah, and OKC's been good about slowing those guards down. When they can get to Wemby, they've been limiting those guys a little bit. So
for people, I don't know how many people know the young Bull and the old Bull story though.
Go ahead, educate us. Lay it on the table for the story time with Uncle Rob. Go ahead.
So the story is like this is old Bull at the top of the hill, and the young Bull runs up to him and says, "Let's run down the hill and smash a couple of cows. Smash a cow." And so, but the old Bull says, "No, let's walk down the hill and smash them all." So it's a method to your madness, and you just can't be running down there just doing what you got to have a method to your madness when you do it. And that's what OKC does. They just, that's one thing I really respect about OKC. They get punched, and they just come back like you've never punched them. They don't get rattled. And so that is such an important thing, because that goes to the emotional part of the game where you have to control your emotions. And you can see how Wemby is so caught up in trying to kick Chet's ass. And I need Chet to give some balls on him.
Well,
because
he gave Chet a nice little shoulder last night, man, on the way out.
He's getting punked a lot, and he's just taking it, but they're winning. But I just think that, that's one of the things that they play with so much emotion, that emotion gets in the way of how San Antonio played. Don't get me wrong, next year they're gonna kick everybody's ass. They're
on their way.
This year they got to learn. They got it's a passing of the torch, and they got to learn what to do.
But don't frame it like they haven't been competitive in this series, because they very much have been. It's not like they've been like, oh man, that's the youth and experience is why they're getting trucked. They're in a fist fight.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that the Cleveland Cavaliers where they just fucking getting just trounced.
We're gonna get to that. Don't worry about that. We got plenty of Kenny Atkinson to talk about today.
Yeah. I'm just saying that they need to control your emotions. I know the game of basketball is an emotional game, and you have to use that energy, but you also have to control that. And that's one of the things that you learn the more years you get into. You think a lot of guys, you probably learn that about your third or fourth year, sometimes your fifth year, how to control your emotions and do the things you're supposed to do to be successful. And I think about it, Spurs got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys that ain't been in the league over 4 years that start on that team.
It's more than that. Mm-hmm. Well, you told me that start.
That start.
Yeah. Well, yeah, probably 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's you're right. I get you. I hear what you're saying. It's just there's just not a ton of big post-game, postseason, conference finals type experience. I get it.
And I'm not saying they lost this thing, because they can go home and kick that ass and go to OKC. I think they're going to win Game 6. I think they'll win Game 6 and go to OKC.
Yeah, I think this
And
is
you never know.
awesome.
You one injury away from winning that thing. You know, OKC down 2 players already. So
Yeah.
I want the Spurs to win this series. However, if things are going the way that they're going to go, they go home, win Game 6, cool. But that Game 7 in OKC, I just this is where the experience kicks in. This is where, hey, we done been there and we done that before. This is where teams work hard for home court advantage. And let's be honest, I don't want to fully – do I think the Spurs will win Game 6? Yes, but I can't fully lay all my chips on the table and push them all in for that either, because OKC can sit here and say, you know what? Why don't we just end y'all now? You know, we have the experience, we have the ability, we have the skill, and we have the guts. You said what?
But they don't have an alien.
They don't have an alien.
They don't.
But this alien is going to have a Game 1 moment in Game 6 to extend this to a Game 7. That's my thing. Like, I need Wemby. I need Wemby to not fall in love with the 3. Yes, I know you can knock it down. Yes, we understand that you have the.
No, you can hit it from half court. What are you talking about?
Cool. But I need Wemby. I need Wemby to get down on that block, and I need him to. I want him to talk to Shaq, and I want Shaq to tell him, get on that block and tell everybody get the hell out of my way and give me the damn ball. That's what I want to hear Wemby say. That
is, though.
But I think if you're gonna be the player, because we've seen Wemby talk a lot. We've seen Wemby saying that, hey, no, we don't want to just arrive and just take the next step. No, we want to get there. Well, I think in order for them to get there, he has to have a little bit of that as the face of that franchise. He has to. Because sometimes as a superstar, you got to tell your guys, give me the damn ball. This is my game. I'm going to take this thing over. Because we just said, when he does that, that team looks different. Why? Because it creates opportunity for everybody else. Wemby is on one. Okay, cool. Now what do we do? Now it's 3 or 4 other guys out there who could possibly be on one. They don't even have to be all the way there. They just got to be good. Because somehow, someway, we can't stop the alien. And he got to be that way in Game 6 in order for them to have a Game 7. And if it takes 40, it may not be 45 and 24. Can it be 35 and 15?
Yeah.
Why couldn't it be?
I'm just saying that's not only what people expect from Wemby. Guess what? That's what Wemby expects from himself. He will tell you that. He'll tell you that now. This is his 3rd year in the league. He's 22 years old. And this is what Wemby will tell you that he expects from himself now. I don't expect just to be here. I expect to win. And
You know who Wemby reminds me of? It reminds me of Kobe at that age, where he's like, I'm the fucking star. And he got that confidence and that cockiness to make him a superstar. And I am so happy that he has that. And that's scary, though. You think about a lot of great players who played this game, they've been confident and they've been cocky, but they ain't been all together like Wemby has it. And you watch when Kobe used to play, I'm like looking around like, dude, you know you ain't the best player on this team, Shaquille O'Neal is. But you couldn't tell him that because he thought it and he went out and showed it at times. But Wemby's like looking at, even from the moments where he got them guys in the huddle, he's talking, he's always clapping them up. I just love the way he goes out and leads that team in so many different ways. So, and I totally agree with you where he has to be dominant and be in attack mode. He can't be in this passive mode where I'm just going, shoot threes. Who cares if you got a guy, going at you? Go at him too. I know he's stronger than you, but you go at him because you at home, number one. Number two, you're going to get the calls at home because you are the face of the league, future face of the league. So they're going to give it to you because they want a Game 7.
Yeah, look, I love the grace that Wemby has, being able to, pull his teammates to the side, be able to talk to them in the ways that they need to be talked to in order to get the best out of him. There's a level of gracefulness that he does have, which I think is absolutely amazing. That's just a part of who he is. But I also want to see the other part. When he's on that floor, you're talking about extending this series against a team, not a team that's looking to be a champion. They already have been. They're trying to defend their title. You got to get out there and be like, you know what, dog, I love y'all. But, hey, this one on me. This one on me. If they're going to beat us, they got to come through me. And I'm not letting them come in this building and end us. If they're going to try to end us, it's going to be in a game 7. It's going to be a do-or-die game, last game of the series.
On their floor.
On their floor.
Yeah.
It's not happening tonight. And that's the mentality he's got to have in game 6.
Yeah.
I'm excited for tomorrow.
Big time. And this was the series I was most excited for. All postseason.
Yeah.
This was the series I wanted to see the most.
You know what this reminds me of? Us versus Portland. When you got two teams, whoever win it, know you're going to win the championship because whoever's in the East just sitting there like having a good time, but you know they ain't going to win it. You know, so
Wow.
I just
Knicks fans coming for Robert Horry today.
the Knicks
Tell you
fans,
what,
the Knicks fans, they always, you know, they the best team ever.
Oh no, yeah, no, they're insane. Their fans are insufferable right now.
We understand who's the best. The West is the best. Let's just be honest.
Here's my thing though, and I was just thinking about this the other day. I'm taking whoever comes out of the West against the Knicks. However, you know, you hear a lot of them say, you know, they've been chanting in the streets, we want Wemby, we want Wemby. I think, I don't
know if you do.
I don't know if they do, but I do think because of the youthfulness of this, it's still this youthfulness. I think they may not want to see Wemby, but I think they'd rather see the Spurs.
Yeah, they want the
they'd rather see, because if they see OKC, it's over.
That's what I was going to ask you. Who if you were the New York Knicks, who would you rather have?
I would much rather see San Antonio.
Yes, San Antonio. Yes. And not because they're not talented enough to win. Extremely. It's just they're young.
Yes.
They are young. With OKC, they done been there.
I also think San Antonio have more holes in there, you know, it's only like 2, but you know, those 2 could be, you know, I think when you look at OKC, they don't really have any holes, you know, any. That'd be interesting to see, though, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I still think they're.
I think OKC with a fully healthy roster is probably different than you know. I mean, like if OKC gets out of this thing in a slugfest, what's the status of these guys? I mean, what's J-Dub's status? Is he out? Is he done?
I don't know. That's a good.
I don't know.
They say he has.
He's been sitting for the last few games, so it's like.
Yeah.
I don't know where he stands.
Well, I think the last they said he had a strained hamstring.
Okay.
They probably saving him.
Probably.
Yeah, hopefully, right? I mean, but that's if you get there.
Yeah.
Hey, but here's the question though. Now you go out and let's say he doesn't play this series, the next series. You be like, damn, we just won a championship without his ass.
Yeah,
we
well, no, don't do that. No, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Is that what his deal is?
Yeah.
Is it?
What he got 300? Him and Chet? Did he get like 300?
No, it's absurd. Yeah, it's stupid. It's something like that. Yeah, dude, it's a crazy deal.
Chet got his money too, right?
Yeah, him and Chet.
They all got paid.
That's why they're gonna be over the cap next year.
Hardenstein got paid. Like all those guys got paid.
Yeah.
I think one of them will be gone this offseason.
We have no update on J-Dub for Game 6.
Only person that's gonna be gone is Lou Dort. You know, they phasing him out little by little to the playoffs. They say, okay, next year you're not gonna be here.
Lou Dort been, whether he been knocking them down or building houses, putting up the bricks, he been shooting it. He been shooting them threes.
Yeah, he trying to get a new contract, but it ain't happening, dog.
You know what though? Lou Dort is a pit bull, and for a team that needs a guy who can defend multiple positions, he's a good player.
Hey, they can't afford him.
No, they may not be able to, but somebody else might.
They got a new arena coming in. What are you talking about? They can't afford them, man. They're gonna sell some tickets. They're gonna put some butts in seats.
Hey, you got the big 3. They don't need that one.
Yeah,
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
All right, look, a couple quick notes here before we move on to the other disgrace, which was the Cleveland Cavaliers. Wemby Game 4. After Game 4, that big performance, he joined Bill Walton as the only player in NBA history with 300 points, 150 rebounds, and 50 blocks in their first postseason since blocks became an official stat in 1974. And he broke Steven Jackson's Spurs franchise record for points by a player in their first season. So first postseason, I'm sorry. He's showing up.
Oh, that's cool.
So he's showing up. He's got some stuff going on. How much did and this might be, going into Game 6, how much did the Pop factor come into play? Apparently after Game 3, they got their asses chewed out by Pop. Now, as somebody who has firsthand experience of getting his ass chewed out by Pop, I'm curious to know what do you think it did for them, and in turn, what's that like when Pop sits you down and kind of gives you the what for?
I think once, when you think of Spurs, you think of Pop. You don't even think of Coyote. You don't think San Antonio. You think Pop. And I think from all the things he has to overcome in the last year or so, and for them to have him come in the locker room and give them that speech was probably inspirational. Pop is one of those guys. I don't know how the speech came across or whatnot, but just to see him in the arena, and because the fans that love Pop. If you run for mayor, governor, whatever, he could probably win. Yeah. Yeah, and I think, because with him being there along with Tim and David and that whole crew, it excites the fans. And I just think it's just, he might have to do it again, but he's such an inspiration to all those people there. Just think about this dude can walk, this dude can talk, and he's battling his way back. It's almost like the Spurs way. You do it quietly, and next thing you know, you're on top of the hill again. So it's good to see him there at games and to see him able to go to a locker room and address the players.
Have you been chewed out by Pop?
Nah, man. I'm the perfect player. I don't get chewed out by nobody.
Shut your damn mouth. Give Robert Horry the attention he deserves. Where's Draymond? When I need that, everybody,
let's give Robert Horry the attention that he deserves.
I'm perfect.
I think Pop yelled at me one time the entire time I was there. Okay. And I looked at him and I laughed, and he like, what the fuck you laughing at? I said, this is the first time you ever yelled at me. And so because there was a rumor going around that you can't yell at me, and so I guess he was like, but then again, yeah.
Watch me.
So yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Interesting. Shout out to the woman in San Antonio who was sitting courtside and brought a little mini Oscar to present to SGA every time he flopped. She had like a little Oscar, and every time he fell down, she would be like, "Oh, here you go, here's your Oscar, sir." Has the flopping gotten out of control? Jay Williams said on ESPN this week that it's become exhausting to watch. And it's bad all the time. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing special about it. But it's when it's the national stage and it's the biggest games. And there's been some pretty egregious ones, I think, in the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah. I'm just saying it wasn't no flopping last night when Plumlee ran on Terry McClain. I can't believe they didn't call flavor for that. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
That's not a flop. No.
But yeah, you know what? I think that's something that the NBA really needs to address, because there's flopping on offense too. If you're going to find these guys on the defensive end for flopping, they need to come out next season and say, yo, if you flop on offense, we're going to find you too. Because some of the shots that they take and they just falling down like a white girl in a scary movie. Stop it, So
I like that. That's just fun. It made me laugh. That's gonna be the name of this week's episode, like a white girl in a scary movie.
You know what? I was looking at some old clips of Shea when he was in LA. I didn't see a whole lot of flopping when he was a Clipper. Now, granted, I guess you could say it's pretty smart of a player to be able to know the rules and see how far they can get and how close to the line they can get without stepping over the line and being able to draw contact. But I will say that it's funny that every time he drives to the basket, he somehow ends up on the floor. I don't know what it is. He somehow ends up on the floor anytime he drives to the basket, anytime he stops in the lane to hit a floater. He's leaning forward to fall on the floor. It is a little annoying. Because it's kind of like, dog, just shoot the shot. You can land on both feet still.
No, I can't.
And everything just be okay.
But if he lands upright, there's no hope for a whistle. So he's got to.
But that's the thing. Like, it's certain players. Like I said, I like Shea. I really, really do. But players like James Harden.
Oh,
who anybody who has listened to this show for as long as
we talked about it last week, yeah.
I absolutely, and I'll say it each and every time. I understand that he's a future Hall of Famer. I understand what he's done throughout his career.
We'll get to him later,
absolutely, and I say this with every fiber of my being, I absolutely disdain watching James Harden play. He is probably the player that I hate watching the most because I know what he's going to do, and it's annoying to watch him do it. Every single time. It is absolutely annoying. And I don't want it to get to that point with Shea, because Shea is a hell of a player. Two-time MVP, NBA world champ, trying to go for a second one. I don't want it to get to that point. And I get, like, look, you understand what the rule is. You're trying to draw a foul. You're playing within the confinements of the rule. You're a superstar. Cool. But it does get to a point where it's bad brand of basketball. It does. It looks bad.
Yeah.
It might be good for bettors.
You just got to get Adam to address it. If Adam addresses it, and for me, I love the fact that Adam is all about, player empowerment. But man, put some fucking defense back into the game. Allow these guys to play defense, man. And don't give the offensive players everything. Make them earn it. He needs to call in a bunch of former players and just have a bunch of each guy coming with like 10 plays. This is not a foul. This is not a foul. This is a flop. This is a flop. And then put that little thing, because before every season starts, the teams are addressed by refs. They come in and address teams and say, hey, this is what we're going to emphasize this year, this and that. And they should go in there like, this is what we emphasize. You ain't getting this jumping to a dude. You're not, if you don't shoot a jump shot straight up and you lunge forward, which was back in the day used to be a foul. Like if you kick your leg out, we're going to call that a flagrant now because you are trying to harm the defensive player. And there's so many things they need to do. Like even last night, the guy shot a three and he kicked his leg out and they called a defensive foul. I'm like, he kicked his leg out because they're going to hurt somebody on the defensive side, but they don't care about defense. And that's what I need them to implement again. The defense is a part of the freaking game. Let it be played.
Yeah.
All right, well, look, you brought up James Harden, so I feel like we got to go into the talk briefly about what was the Eastern Conference Finals. We don't have a lot to discuss here. We do have some official analysis of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Damn, that shit stinks in Jesus' name. Oh, my goodness. Lord help us.
Yeah, it was not good. It was really bad. It was unpretty. It was not fun. New York Knicks advanced. They sweep the Cavs 4-0. They blew them out in Game 4, 130-93. With the exception of the comeback in Game 1, after that collapse in Game 1, it felt like Cleveland was 100% out in this whole series. Now, granted, they only lost Game 2 by 6 points, but then they lost Game 3 by 12, and then they got cooked in Game 4. So it was just, Jalen Brunson, unanimous Eastern Conference Finals MVP, averaged 25.5, 7.8 assists, shot just shy of 50%. He got the first Larry Bird trophy since Patrick Ewing won it in 99. James Harden, in the Cavs 4-game conference final series, lost to the Knicks. 12 points, 5 turnovers, 25% in Game 1, 0 for 6 from 3. 19 points, 6 turnovers, shot 53%, and 1 of 7 from 3 in Game 2. 18 points, no turnovers. Hey, look at that. 40%, 3 of 7 from 3 in Game 3, and then Game 4. 15 points, 6 turnovers, 31%, 1 of 8 from 3. So just a garbage series from James Harden.
Man, it was
just bad. Cleveland was just bad all around in this whole series.
I can't. I'm not even gonna put this all on James.
It's not. That was just the one that stuck out the most to me because it was like
I just look at from that Game 1 debacle.
That was a mess.
I put it on the coaching staff. I blame you. I'm going that line. Like the 2 guys never played. I ain't blaming you 2, but the rest of you mofos, I'm blaming you because it was just bad basketball. And you could close your eyes and do this and point and know exactly where they was going to shoot the ball from. You know exactly what they was going to do. They didn't get back on defense. It was like when you watching, it's like you put that film on to a basketball player and say, hey, this is what you're not supposed to do. Because they did so many things that you're not supposed to do. I can't really name one positive thing they did in this series. It's just bad basketball.
See, I don't understand where this is coming from, because if you listen to Kenny Atkinson, analytically, they've won like 3 of these games.
Analytically, I think we've won I said 3 out of 3. We're 2 out of 3 in the expected. I don't know if you guys follow that. It's an expected score. and we won 2 out of the 3.
Yeah, so there you go. Analytically, they've won 2. They've already, and a shout out to Onyx Odds on Twitter for the tweet of the night, which was Kenny Atkinson has arrived at Madison Square Garden to prepare for Knicks-Cavs Game 5 with the series analytically tied at 2-2.
That was he's
What
so,
is he talking about?
He
That is the worst. That was one of the worst things you can say in the midst of the debacle.
So you
that
wouldn't
Rob just explained.
So you wouldn't hold James Harden accountable, and now you're sitting up here saying analytically we're winning this series. Hey, bro, I don't look. And the fact that the Cavs came back out and immediately said they're bringing him back for next season, which I'm not surprised
right away.
by.
But that was like, I wrote down the sheet. I'm like, does he come back next year? And then bang, Kenny
right
Atkinson returning. I was like, okay.
And not only that, but they're gonna give James Harden an extension.
Yeah, I saw that.
They
too.
better not.
I saw that
will.
too. I saw that too. Rumors that they're going to extend him.
They are going to extend James Harden, and guess what? They're going to be right back to where they are.
If they get this far, right? I mean, the Eastern Conference Finals, getting there is really hard. Like, I have to explain this to Robert Horry, who's been to many a conference final. But getting to the conference finals, maybe not as hard for you. But for most people, just getting there is really hard. I mean, Donovan Mitchell, I think this was his first conference finals, wasn't it? Finally got there. It just...
Was he really there?
Well, and he played okay.
Yeah, what? It was a very, very quiet 31.
It was very quiet because you didn't have a lot of other stuff go your way. Nothing was going right.
The Knicks mentally punked Cleveland. When everybody was saying whether it was the Spurs or Cleveland, I said it really don't matter. I literally said, it does not matter because New York is beating either one of these teams. If you think you saw what they did to Cleveland, they did the same thing to the Pistons. They'd have beat them like a drum. Same way.
At least the Pistons would have knocked someone on the ass.
Something.
Oh, you gonna just think you're gonna punk us? I'm gonna fight back.
These two teams don't. The Knicks are a very deep team where they have multiple guys on any given night who can give you 20. When Josh Hart is the one giving you 22,
4 or 5 guys on that roster that'll put up. Yeah.
When Josh Hart is the one putting up 22, it's a long night for you, buddy. It's a long night for you, buddy.
I always love it when players make coaches look like dum-dums. And that's what Shamet did for Mike Brown. He's like, I'm going to play Shamet. Oh, shit. He's plus. He's killing. He's being. Oh, damn, I feel like a dum-dum now because I ain't played this dude all year. But maybe I'm a smart guy because I've been saving it for this moment.
Hey.
And so I always liked Shamet.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Tibbs didn't like him. And then his contract this year he wasn't even a guaranteed contract. He had to fight for that. And I'm like, dude, to me, I've always liked him because he does the things. He's for OKC. What Caruso does, to me, is what Shamet does, but he's just getting the chance to do it.
That's fair.
And so it's just so weird that you put him in there. He did one of the reasons they won game 1 because his defense and he's knocking down 3 threes. So I just want to give a shout out to Shamet and say, keep your head up. You're going to get you some money one day, dude. Just keep playing hard.
I'll say this also. Hawks fans, got to be okay with the way this is going. The Knicks have not lost in over a month.
Oh, no, they've won 11 straight.
And their last couple of losses came in the first round to the Atlanta Hawks. And if you're a Hawks fan, you gotta find some type of solace somewhere. You gotta find it somewhere. That the last
silver line in that dark
hang on. No, man, you hang a banner. We were up 2-1 on the Knicks. That's what you do.
No one else gave them any type of Donovan Mitchell, James Harden. None of them. Embiid, none of them.
Nobody.
You know who gave you the most trouble? A 34-year-old CJ McCollum. Struck fear in the hearts of 12 million people.
Had New York in shambles for like 4 days.
Had them ready to put out the bat signal.
Oh my God. They were a mess for no kidding, like 4 days. They were just a straight mess.
Had New York media in shambles.
Go New York, go New York. Whoa.
Oh.
Whoa, hold on.
Oh.
Who's this CJ McCollum
How
dude?
old is this man? What is he doing? The CJ McCollum game? I didn't see that one coming.
And look, the reason, like, I can't hate on the Knicks. The Knicks are doing their thing. But the reason
look good,
why
man.
I'm not rooting for them to win the title because there's nothing better in this world than a New York crash out.
Oh, that's what I said. Yeah, if you really wanted to kill their spirits, let them get to their first
Nothing
NBA
better.
Finals in 26 years and then flame out hard.
Nothing
You know what I mean?
better.
Hey,
Gentleman's
I
sweep.
will. You think about this. It's like you think about the Celtics. You think about the Lakers and all the titles that they've won. And you think about playoffs. How many times do you see those two teams put former players all around the court? Never. But them damn Knicks players.
They show up.
Hey, they on the side, they on the court cheering, rooting. I said, I'm like, damn, they putting them on the court like they want some shit.
I'll tell
They
you what.
want shit.
There was a couple of times they flashed up to the stands and like, why are they showing this guy? Oh, that's John Starks. Oh, damn. Like you kind of take a second and you're like, oh shit, okay.
Hey, them day. What I said that to say this, I said I appreciate the Knicks organization for reaching out to their former players and having them there to see how it's done.
Yeah.
Wow, praise you never thought would come James Dolan's way ever, and there it is. So we got the Knicks now just camped out, and where they could wait as long as damn. So Saturday, I think, Game 7. So I mean, their finals start Wednesday the 3rd, so a week from today. We're taping the show on Wednesday the 27th. So Wednesday, we're a week still away from the start of the NBA Finals. Knicks have been resting for what? 5 days already?
Yeah,
4
2
days, whatever the hell it is. When did they close that thing out? Saturday? Sunday?
It was Sunday.
It was Sunday, wasn't it? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've been camped for 3 days now. They got another
Yeah.
week ahead of them. Like I don't know. I mean, we've talked about this before, but would you rather be 10 days cold, rested, or coming in off a
I mean, this is their second stint at this.
right? But I'm asking Rob because he's
But
played.
you see what
many
happened in
of-
Game 1 when they had that layoff. So I hopefully they learn from. But I just think when you got two teams like this, OKC and Spurs that are just fucking good.
Yeah.
You need to stay on a rhythm because you're gonna need that rhythm to beat them. And so you sitting back, saying, okay, I hope they're too tired. I hope they're not 100% healthy when they come in here. But because you got to go to them. And then it's going to be hard because they're going to have a nice little rhythm. Mm-hmm. And you think about
Games
their
1
game
and 2
plan.
will be in the West. So
Yeah, and then you think about both teams, Spurs and OKC. They've already played a dynamic guard. So you already kind of got that game plan ready for Brunson. And you play a dynamic guy who can shoot threes. You already got that game plan with Chet and Wemby. Mm-hmm. So you really don't have to do too much, coaching because you've already seen what the Knicks going to present. So that's the one good thing about, preparing for the Knicks. But also the Knicks are preparing. If you prepare for OKC, you can prepare for, the Spurs the same way because they kind of mirror each other.
Yeah,
well, we'll see. We'll see what they look like. We'll see what they look like coming out the gate. So on the verge of the NBA Finals, we go. All right, a couple more things we got to hit, and then we're going to get to Big Shot of the Week, and then we're going to play Conference Finals Chaos this week's game, which should be fun. All NBA teams are in. All in first, all NBA first team.
Yep.
Shea, Jokic, both unanimous. Wembanyama, Luka Doncic, Cade Cunningham. That's your first.
Yay!
team
One
All-NBA.
American.
There you go. One American. Look at you. Keeping it positive. America representing a small population. Wemby gets his first ever All-NBA nod. Cunningham, Doncic were initially ineligible due to injuries, but were granted exceptions by the league and the Players Association. So they get the All-NBA nod even though they missed the mark. Coach of the Year. Any thoughts on Joe Mazzulla winning Coach of the Year?
I appreciate that. Because what he did and the way Jaylen Brown played this year, because nobody expected him to be the second best team in the East,
Yeah.
So he did a hell of a coaching job. Give it up to him, yeah.
That he did.
Okay. And then your all NBA your all rookie first team was revealed last week. Not a lot of surprises on here. Cooper Flagg was your rookie of the year. He led the way. Dylan Harper, VJ Edgecombe, Cedric Howard for the Grizzlies, and Con Knuppel for the Hornets. I think
Who for the Grizzlies?
Cedric Howard. So there you go. This rookie class was a banger.
Did the Grizzlies have a team?
I don't know. I don't even know if they played this season. I don't even know if they played a game. Couldn't tell you on a bet. All right, big shot of the week. Then we're going to do conference finals chaos. Also, just a quick note: we will not be doing a shoot around this Friday. We're going to go. We went late in the week this week, so we're just going to put that on hold. We'll circle back next week, hopefully with like a normal human schedule. But
All right, so I forgot, since we just got off talking about the Cavs, so you said Kenny Atkinson will be back next year.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't win next year, will it be his last year as Cavs coach? I say yes, because you got that death wish. You know, anytime you win Coach of the Year, you gone in 2 years.
So if he doesn't win at all?
If he doesn't win, if he doesn't go to the finals next year, he will be fired.
Okay, so if he doesn't win the Eastern Conference, if he gets to the finals, he loses. You think he's still around?
I think he's still around.
Okay.
But think about it. Every time you win Coach of the Year, in 2 years, you're fired.
Oh, yeah, I mean, we've seen it with Thibs. We've seen it with Monty. We've seen a lot of these guys win Coach of the Year.
Mike Brown.
Mike Brown, yeah, just get sent.
What's his name on the staff for the Lakers? McMillan.
Oh, yeah, Nate, yeah. Uh-huh. That's happened to lots of guys.
Scotty Brooks.
Scotty, yeah. Yeah, damn. Oh, my God. That list is extensive now that I think about
It is.
What was the guy was it the guy in Toronto, Atlanta? He was fired the very next year. What's the brother? Was it Atlanta that he got coached and he got fired the next year?
I think you're thinking about Nate.
No, it was Nate.
What Nate?
It was, I think it was a guy in Atlanta. It was a guy in Atlanta. He won Coach of the Year and got fired the next year.
Oh, you talking about
was it Budenholzer? No, it wasn't Budenholzer.
No, black guy.
Black guy. In
Oh,
Atlanta.
you talking about Lloyd Pierce?
Yeah.
Oh,
Lloyd
damn.
Pierce.
That's a
Oh, Lord.
I forgot Lloyd Pierce even coached here.
See,
Yeah.
and he got Coach of the Year.
Damn. Did he really win Coach of the Year?
I think he won Coach of the Year and got fired.
I don't know if he did because I don't remember that. Now, granted, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I don't remember it because my memory sucks.
Yeah, my memory
Let's
sucks
see.
too.
Lloyd Pierce.
Yeah, he's coaching in Indiana.
He sure is. Lloyd Pierce, Coach of the Year?
Was he Coach of the Year?
I don't believe he was coach of the year. I don't believe he was.
Oh, he wasn't?
I don't think
It
he
was
was.
someone who got Coach of the Year, and the very next year they got fired. It might have been the guy in Toronto.
Lloyd Pierce has not
Somebody.
won Coach of the Year. No.
Okay.
No. He was the Hawks head coach for 2018 to 2021. He coached here 3 seasons. I barely remember anything about the Lloyd Pierce era. Damn. All right, let's do Big Shot of the Week. Then we'll play our game, and we'll call it a week. Big Shot of the Week is going to go to a gentleman named Yianni Saris, and here's why. Yianni was in his parents' backyard in Mentor, Ohio. He heard a boom. He looked up, and he saw an SUV roll 4 yards and sink into a pond behind his house. Inside the SUV was a mom and her 8-year-old daughter. He didn't grab his phone. He didn't take any pictures. He jumped into the damn lake. Full speed, ran in, and pulled the 2 of them out. Met the dad a couple weeks later, and the dad told him, said, look, our family's still here today because of you. And he asked why he did it. I've had incredible mentors that have always taught me to do the right thing, and that was the right thing to do. So big shot of the week to Yianni Saris for diving into a pond, saving the life of a mom and her kid. That's big time, man.
It is big time.
Big shot.
Yep.
Big shot. All right, let's do the game real quick, and we will call it a week and get back to, hopefully we'll have an NBA Finals to talk about when we convene next week, which I'm sure we will, and we have to. But just again, a reminder, no shoot around on Friday, so enjoy the end of the show here. And we're going to play a little conference finals chaos. So we've had a lot of interesting little milestones pop up this year in the conference finals. So I'm going to ask you guys some questions and see if you know some of these. For example, the Knicks were last in the NBA Finals in 1999. Which franchise has the longest active drought without reaching the NBA Finals? Any guesses on what team in the NBA has the longest active drought without getting to the finals?
Grizzlies?
That is not the Grizzlies. Rob?
So have they ever been in the finals? And then
They have.
Okay.
1951. Last time they appeared in the NBA Finals.
It can't be the Portland Trailblazers because they won. Utah's out.
Not the Trailblazers.
Will it be the Brooklyn Nets?
Not the Nets.
Yeah,
Harp.
because the New Jersey was in the finals.
They were.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Kinda
You said
just doing a little-
1951?
1951. We're doing a little going back and forth here. See if you guys can figure it out.
It's not the Hawks, is it?
It's not the Hawks.
You know, they ain't been in forever.
Yeah, but it was like the 60s or something.
Yeah, they were in St. Louis.
Yeah, they were. But we're counting that because it was a franchise. Longest active drought. So you got to think a team that's been around for a minute.
Damn.
Go Western Conference.
Oh, so it narrows down.
Go on Western Conference.
1951. It ain't Portland, it ain't the Jazz, it ain't none of the Texas teams.
No.
Is it the Timberwolves?
It's not the Timberwolves, no.
Timberwolves went around in 1951.
And we're not.
Oh, they weren't in it. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
All right, we bailing?
I'm bailing.
We're bailing?
You said it's in the Western Conference.
It is.
Golly, man.
It's in Rob's state.
Ain't Golden State. Clippers?
No, not the Clippers. Only a handful of teams in California, man.
Lakers,
Kings.
The Sacramento Kings. There it is. That took everybody a minute. I gave you the goddamn state, and y'all are like,
Wait. When you said
bad they be.
when you said Rob State, then it took me to California and Texas. Because now I'm in them
oh
two
yeah,
states.
that's true. Well, he's always hammering the no state tax, so yeah, you go straight there. Yeah, of course. It was the Kings, 1951. All right, SGA just won back-to-back MVPs. How many players in NBA history have won 3 consecutive league MVPs? How many players in NBA history have won 3? Rob saying
2.
Okay, Harp.
Oh shit, no more. That's more than that.
Is one 3 consecutive?
3 consecutive, not 3 overall. 3 straight.
Dang.
League MVPs.
I think it's been a couple.
All right, Rob said 2. Are you going with 2?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 2.
All right, it is in fact 2. It is 2. Jordan, by the way,
Yeah.
Bill Russell?
never won 3 in a row.
Oh, you never won.
Jordan won 5, but never 3 in a row. The only 2 that ever won 3 in a row were Wilt Chamberlain and Larry Bird. The only 2 that have won 3
Bird
straight.
3 straight?
Yeah.
So his 3 came in a row.
I thought it was Bill Russell.
No, never 3 in a row. All right, the Knicks just came back from 22 down in the fourth quarter to beat Cleveland in Game 1. We talked about that in the Eastern Conference Finals. What's the largest fourth quarter comeback in NBA playoffs history? How many points? I will tell you that it happened in 2003. The Portland Trailblazers and the Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks fought back from how many points down in the fourth quarter?
25.
23.
Points going to go to Harp. He was closest. 27. 27. 27 points in the damn fourth quarter for the Mavs.
And I'm sure. Who was the coach then?
For which team?
Oh, in 2003?
Yeah, who for Portland? They probably got fired the next day.
God, I don't know. That's a great question. Who was the head coach of the 2003 Portland Trailblazers? That's going deep in my. I can't get that. Ready? Let's find out. Who was the coach of the 2003 Portland Trailblazers? According to the internet, it was Maurice Cheeks. There
He
you go.
got fired the next year.
I'm going to say he sure did. I don't know if that's true,
Okay.
but let's say yes. All right. OKC won the title last year. We know that. Looking to defend their back-to-backs. How many teams in NBA history have won back-to-back titles? Looking for a number. How many teams have won back-to-back titles?
I say 5.
Okay.
I was on 2 of them.
You were? You sure were.
One back to back. I'm going to say.
Look, I had a question first. When you say teams, there's like the Laker era, and when I wasn't on the Laker era, I was on. Does that count as one? Oh,
That counts
two.
as one team.
How many
'Cause it's
teams?
still the same team.
Yeah, they're the
even though
same
you weren't
team.
there.
And just
So I said-
we're looking for franchises, not necessarily rosters. Or how many teams have ever
I say
won
5.
back to back? He's saying 5.
I'm going to say 4.
All right. Rob's going to get the point because he's closest. 8 teams have won back-to-back championships.
See,
The
Rockets,
Celtics,
Lakers.
the Celtics
I
have
forgot
done
about
it 8
y'all.
times. The Bulls did it twice. Lakers, Warriors, Heat,
Yeah.
I forgot about the
Pistons,
Warriors.
Rockets, and Spurs.
Yeah, I forgot about
the Pistons and the Heat.
And
Yeah.
this is in there too, so there you go.
you're
All right, Jalen Brunson just won Eastern Conference Finals MVP. How many players in NBA history have won the Eastern Conference MVP award for the New York Knicks? Rob says 2 fairly confidently. Aside from Brunson, by the way, not counting Jalen.
Oh, not
Not
counting him?
counting Jalen Brunson.
1.
Okay, Rob now modifies his answer to 1.
Yeah, there ain't been a whole lot.
There have not been.
Probably 1.
All right, everybody's going 1. The answer was 2.
Oh, sh.
Willis Reed in 1970 and Patrick Ewing in 1999. There you go. So it was 2.
I
Brunson
didn't even know they
makes 3.
gave that shit out back then.
Yeah, we're just making it up, handing it out to people. All right, Dylan Harper is a rookie playing in the conference finals for San Antonio. How many players have won an NBA championship in their rookie season
Oh,
as a starter?
As a starter.
As a
That knocks out
starter.
Sam Cassell.
How many rookies have won an NBA championship as a starter in their rookie season?
I'm going to go with a bold prediction and say 0.
Zero is not
I'm not
the
doing
answer.
that. I'm going to say 2.
Kidding.
You're gonna
I'm
say
kidding.
2.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
All right, the answer is not 0.
I'm just kidding. I'm going to go 7.
You're going to go 7.
Yeah.
Harps is 2. Correct answer is going to be 5. 5.
So Rob's got the point.
Bill Russell
Yeah.
for the 1957 Celtics. Casey Jones for the 1959 Celtics. Manu Ginobili for the 2003 Spurs.
He started?
Tommy Heinsohn, 1957 Celtics. So a lot of Celtics teams in there, by the way.
Wait a minute. No, that was 79. I don't know why I thought Magic won in his rookie
Magic
year.
was the big one. Yeah.
Oh, so he did,
Magic's
yeah.
the most famous.
Yeah.
Magic 79-80 season,
Yeah,
Magic
yeah.
won it. So Magic was the first one.
Hey, but Manu
And then Bill
Ginobili
Russell,
like 30
Casey
years
Jones,
old as a
Ginobili.
rookie.
Well, he had some overseas experience. I mean, yeah, you redshirt him for 10 years. It works out. All right, last one. Knicks closed out all 3 of their series on the road this postseason. Since 1984, when the NBA went to the current best-of-7 format, how many teams have previously closed out 3 straight series on the road? The answer is not 0.
1.
Bob thinks 1.
Closed out on the road.
On the road. 3 straight series on the road.
2.
Harps is 2. Point to Rob. It was just
The
one.
Houston Rockets, baby.
It was the Houston Rockets. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
The Houston Rockets. I also have, by the way, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe my information's wrong. I didn't know Houston did it.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't.
Oh,
because we beat
I'm like-
Utah, then we beat Phoenix, and then we won at home with the
Okay,
Spurs.
I'm
and
like,
then we
okay.
won it. Yeah.
3 straight on the road, though. 3 straight to close out would be the
Yeah.
2016 Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, it was the
We're the only
Cavaliers.
team to do it in that era. Yeah, Rockets. Yeah. You threw me and had me like I'm like fact checking my shit as I'm asking it. Like, yeah.
Hey, I was just joking on that one because I know we started every series on the road, but we was kicking ass and won at home.
Well, there
one of
you
those
go.
series.
All right. Well, thank you for scaring the hell out of me.
Thanks for the shout out, I suppose, Robert Horry.
Buddy.